Is a college tennis program fully funded? Seems like an easy question, but it's not. It's not an easy answer. It's not as simple as yes or no. So, is a college, you ask the coach, oh, is your program fully funded? Sometimes they say yes, maybe, no. The best answer they could ever give is yes, because who wants to go to a program that's not fully funded? But it may not be fully funded. It may be partially funded. So here's how it works. Some programs are fully funded because there's fully funded and then there's fully funded. So, for example, I'm making the assumption that Georgia, University of Georgia, is fully funded. So that means on the women's side, they have 8 full scholarships. On the men, they got the 4.5. And they also have cost of attendance scholarship money. I mean, that the NCAA allows you to give cost of attendance. Whereas some other schools, maybe they're fully funded on scholarships, but they're not fully funded on cost of attendance. Okay? Follow me here. This is complicated. So, whereas University of Georgia, they may be fully funded, have cost of attendance, and they got summer school money. They can pay for their student athletes to go to summer school, to stay on track to graduate or whatever. So remember, there's fully funded, and then there's fully funded, okay? Some schools, like for example, I was coaching at Old Dominion once upon a time ago, and my business guy told me that we're fully funded. And I looked at the number and I said, how do you figure we're fully funded? And he says, well, you're fully funded for if you had 8, this was women's tennis, if you had 8 females who are from the state of Virginia. Because you got to remember, in state schools, the money's different. So an in-state player may cost you $25,000 on a full scholarship. Out of state may be $40,000. So my business manager would tell me, hey, we're fully funded. And I said, yeah, we're fully funded if I had 6 girls or 8 girls from the state of Virginia. But if I had the 8 best girls from the state of Virginia, that wouldn't allow us to be top 5 in our conference because it's more competitive than that. There's got to get some out-of-state players, got to get some out-of-country players because, I was going up against Paul Costin at Virginia Commonwealth, and he had them from all over the place. So you got to remember that some of this is, fully funded and fully funded. Now, what's the advantage? Sometimes if the program's not fully funded, it's fully funded but not fully funded, that may work to the recruit's advantage. So listen closely on that. This may work to the recruit's advantage to go to a program that's not fully funded, but they're just kind of fully funded. Okay, so let me wolf this down. I guess you could say this is brought to you by Central Water. Okay, so here's what we mean. So I'll use the state of Virginia, for example. Maybe there's a level 9 female, and maybe the schools are looking for a level 10. But since that player costs them less in their budget, they may be interested in that player in state because college coaches, unless they have unlimited budgets, then that saves them money. So in addition to having someone from the community, from the state, that's all cool. But you just got to, do you want a level 10 female player that you got to pay $45,000 for? Or would you rather have a 9.5 that's going to cost you $25,000? All right, follow me? So your market value as a recruit may go up in your particular state because of what your level is, what their budget is, and what level needed. So what happens in this college recruiting process of scholarships and so forth, there's a lot of sliding curves here. Okay, so there's a lot of sliding scales or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Lot of sliding stuff. A lot of variables. They're moving around. Got it? So that's what fully funded means. Fully funded, and then there's fully funded. So not everybody's Georgia, and some schools have in-state scholarships. Some schools have their budget person gives them 4 out-of-state scholarships, full in-state scholarships for women's tennis. Maybe in men's tennis they'll budget 2 in-state scholarships and 2.5 out-of-state scholarships. So again, it's a sliding scale. So I got it right there. It's a sliding scale. So you gotta move them around. So it's a sliding curve in the recruiting process. Hey, do me a favor, just hit that subscribe button on this YouTube video. If I can be of any help with you in the college recruiting process, my number's in the little description below. And just remember, there's fully funded and then there's fully funded.